It's time for us to talk relationships, not my relationship with food, but like relationships, okay? And today we will be discussing some of the factors that lead to lack of interest in long-term relationships. To do justice to that is Olabisi Folarin. She is a professional counselor with and also a certified relationship and marriage coach with 2 decades of experience to her name. Olabisi is the founder and head of faculty at Threefold Chord Marriage Academy. Really interesting name there. Threefold Chord.
Yeah.
Great to have you on the show, Olabisi.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so when I saw the topic of conversation, it like jumped at me and I was like, okay, because there are so many people today who do not believe in long-term relationships. But you know what, let's first establish what long-term relationship is. Are we talking about pre-marriage relationship or post-marital relationship?
I think we're talking about premarital here.
Okay. Okay, so what about it?
Factors that lead to people not wanting to indulge in that. I'll do just 3.
Okay.
First and foremost, like you've said, a lot of people don't want to because of stories of, people that they've had that went into relationships 3, 4, 5 years and still didn't culminate into marriage. Yeah. So that phase there, and people like, you know what, I don't think the longevity of a relationship is what determines whether we get married or not. Let's just keep it minimal. And another one will be for people of faith. They don't want to do sex outside the confines of that institution.
So the earlier they seal
you
the deal,
understand,
then,
the better. Then the third reason I would like to give here is for mature singles, someone who is 37, 40, they don't want to do 3 more years of 3 more, 4 years of I want to, let's see how it goes. So I think those 3 reasons, but like I was sharing with you, I would like to drill down on the first one.
Okay.
The general fear that, I don't want to do long things. What's the guarantee that it will culminate into marriage? I want to say, beyond the fear, what causes that to happen? What makes people, those relationships not culminate? One of it will be that people enter into relationship without a goal, a focus, no purpose. Why you, when a man walks up to you, you want to find out, what is this? Are we dating? Are we courting? Or what's at the back of your mind?
Just going for drinks.
You understand. If it's dating, let us know so that I will decide if I want to tango. And if not, but I find out that women especially do not understand the act of negotiation. And that's because society also makes you feel like, won't the man feel you are putting under pressure. Won't he feel that you're being desperate? Contrary to that opinion, I believe being desperate is going in blindly and not asking for the facts. That is desperate. Not society making you feel like the man will feel like you're being desperate.
Wow.
No,
I like what you just said.
We should put it on the men. Why don't you want the questions?
Exactly.
If you're not ready, don't come here. So women should learn to negotiate.
Negotiate.
Yes, please.
Relationships, negotiation.
Yes, please. Don't just follow somebody. I'm going on a journey. Journey to where? Where are we going? Is it dating? Is it courting? Is there marriage at the back as a focus? Because if you don't do that, then there's no goalpost. So anywhere he stops is the goalpost.
You know, this thing you said just reminded me of somebody who had been in a relationship with someone for about 7.5 years.
Happens a lot.
And then she comes to his house one day. She was cooking for him. And he went, wow, your husband would definitely enjoy you.
Just look at that. Just look at that.
And this is someone who had turned down so many relationships, several offers from other people. She was like in her early 30s, started dating him when she was about 23 years old.
Wow.
And he's saying, when you get married, your husband will enjoy you.
Look at that, 23 plus 7, that's 30. I say your time is your life, so don't just give it away on the altar of, I want to get married on time. If I'm late, okay, a single lady, if I'm already late in court in getting married, I want to make sure that when finally I'm tangoing, I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
I say that the standard unit of life is time. So how do I invest 7 years and at the end of it, I'm back to square one? Doesn't make any sense. So let's negotiate from the start. What is this all about? Okay, I like you. I want us to, get intimate. Okay, no wahala. A few weeks, where exactly is this going towards? Because it helps everything align. If we know in 2 years time, okay, tell me I'm not looking at marriage until 2 years time. Yeah, I can use that 2 years to go for a master's, do other things with my life. Not that I'm hoping that in 6 months. So unspoken expectations on one end and unmet expectations being dished out on the other end. So those are the things that causes that major fear of, I don't want to do long distance, long-term relationships. It's not just about the long term. Why do people get to that point? It's because of these issues.
Wow.
You're not addressing issues. You just end up, you're excited. Especially, I really like to speak to the mature singles. Don't, because it's already late, it's bad enough that it's already late in court, then my people will say, if you're going to eat frog, make sure you're eating the one that has eggs. Okay, so if you're late already, then you want to make sure that this is it, I'm getting it right. Your time is your life. The standard unit of life is time. Don't waste it on a relationship going nowhere.
But would you encourage long-term relationships, though?
You see, long-term, too, is relative. What is long to some people is long to other people. And then there are cases where you actually meant when you're in the university, one party has an extra or 2 extras, and then you're already serving and working. So you didn't plan for that relationship to exceed to 2-3 years. Those are valid reasons. And like I said, if you both got the future in sight, already worked out, that shouldn't be a problem. So I say anything getting to 3, 4, sometimes it's too long. It's purpose that defines relationship. It shapes how we're going on this journey together. So nobody's, fretting about, will it work out or it won't work out.
Does this reflect on long-distance relationships?
There's so much goodness this Jumia Eat sales brings you that can be delivered to your doorstep with up to 25% discount on groceries.
It works too. It works. Long distance relationship, because that one's a different ball game entirely. Somebody you see, you're able to read their body language beyond just seeing them online. You're able to interact with them. You can pick values, so that if you look, this value is not aligning with mine, I'm not doing. But with distance, is a different ball game entirely. So I believe that maybe before the distance, maybe you were together and then somebody had to travel out. You need to, where is this going? If he wasn't committing to anything, then it's open-ended. It's open-ended on your part. And so when some ladies cry after 6 years, 7 years, I'm wondering, and you sit down with them in counseling sessions and you ask them, you finally found out that, honestly, don't blame the guy. He did not commit in any form. You were just rolling, going, having expectations, and then he's not meeting the expectations. Always define what you're getting into.
So for some people, they start their relationships quite early in life. Now, for such people, like maybe they met in secondary school or they met in the university, and, there's still the plan of, getting a job after before settling down and all. Now, you say 3 to 4 years.
No, it's not a rule. That is not a rule, please.
Okay.
I'm just giving that as an example.
Okay, so in such a situation, it could take about 6 to 7 years. What do you say to such?
I tell people marriage is not something you do. It's not the next thing to do because you've graduated from school, you served, and you're working, now have a good job. No, you do. I mean, it demands a lot of maturity. So you could have ticked all those boxes and you're not yet psychologically or emotionally ready for marriage. Yeah. So for someone who met in secondary school, there are quite a number of cases that it did work out. The maturity is key because there's a goal. That's why I said there has to be a purpose. Okay, we like ourselves. I actually think I'd like to get married to somebody like you. But, we have university to go to, we have to serve. You calculate the number of years. So everybody has that. And along the line, as the journey is going, you're watching out for body language. Are we still on this same goal? So at the minute one person is balking, you are calling for questioning and deciding, are we still on this course? Or it's not working anymore.
So my favorite part of this conversation, I must admit, is the negotiation part. Because in relationships, it's better to know where you're headed.
Yes, please.
Not negotiating, not using those skills means that you're desperate. The irony of that, when you consider all that we are being made to believe, really. Well, I must say a very big thank you to you, Olabisi Folarin. It's been a very enjoyable conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. All right, so with that, it's a wrap on